Hello, hi there. It's Miss Barker, and this recording is about the Monkey's Paw Project. And this is for anyone who needs to hear the directions again, or you were absent. Okay, so this is an example of the project, but this is for a different story. This is for the Telltale Heart, and basically, you're going to be doing the same thing as this example, but you will be doing it on the monkey's paw. All right. So you've got here like the characters, and I write a few sentences about the characters describing them. I talk about the setting, I draw a little picture of it. I have an example of foreshadowing in the story where the narrator's like, I have a cute hearing. And then I explain why it's foreshadowing. This moment hints that the narrator's hearing will be an important part of the story. Here I've got irony when the narrator says, I'm totally sane. Would a crazy person do this? 7 nights in a row. And then I explain why it's irony. It's ironic because the narrator is acting crazy while trying to convince the reader he isn't. And then I have the suspense scene here, and I drew where the police come, and I made some stuff up because it wasn't in the story, but I had the police, like drinking coffee, and he's like, "Hey, thanks for the coffee." And then the narrator is thinking, "Why am I still hearing the heartbeat?" And this is like when the man's body is like under the floorboards. Anyways, and so then I put the narrator's worried because he thinks the police can hear the heart too, and that's suspenseful. Okay, so there's my example. So let's talk about what you need. Okay, so this is very important because I've had kids do this in the past, and I don't know why you do this. Make sure you do your project on the monkey's paw. If you do the wrong story, it's a 0. All right, so we are going to skip academic 1 because that's not you guys. No, 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 nope, 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 nope. All right, academics 2 through 4, that's you guys. Okay, so you're going to have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to work on this in class. It is due, though, Friday, November 22nd. And it counts as a test grade, so it's super important you do a really good job on this. Okay, so these are the things you need. All right, so you're going to need to have the title of the story, the setting, and the characters. Remember, there's 4 characters. You got Mr. White, Mrs. White, Herbert, and Sergeant Major Morris. Very important you get all of them. So, and you got to include a description of the character. You got to do something for suspense. Draw a scene from the story where there's suspense. Describe why it's suspense, and then label it suspense. Irony. Draw a scene from the story that has irony. Explain what is ironic and label it irony. Then there's foreshadowing. Draw a scene from the story that is an example of foreshadowing. Explain what the scene is foreshadowing and then label it foreshadowing. Now, total, you have to have 3 illustrations. Okay. So 3 drawings. So you could do the setting and then choose not to do one drawing for suspense, irony, or foreshadowing, or you can not do the setting and you can do all 3 scenes. You choose. And the whole page, though, must be colored, or you can do extra drawings. Anywho, okay, so how you're going to get started. So you remember doing the sort in class. If you didn't do it, the answers are here in Google Classroom still. So if you forgot these 3 things, but you're going to use the sort in Google Classroom to decide which scenes to use for foreshadowing, suspense, and irony. All right. Then you have a draft paper. Okay, it looks like this up here. And on your draft paper, you're going to write your sentences. So you'll write your sentences for your characters. You'll tell what kind of person they are and then kind of explain what they do. Then you got to write something about the setting, the time and place of the story, when and where it happens, and then foreshadowing, suspense, and irony examples. Okay. All right. So then you have your sentence starter page. This is on the back of the directions sheet. Okay. All right. Looks like this. And what you'll use is you'll use the sentence starters to help you get started. Okay. So, for example, let's say I'm going to do a sentence starter for irony. Okay. So I might say, I'll choose one of these. The opposite of what the character expected to happen happened when Herbert got killed in the factory, but the family got $200 for his death. That was one of the examples of irony. Or I could say it's ironic that Herbert died in the factory, but they got the $200 they wished for. Okay. So that's how you will use those. All right. And I'll model on Monday how to do this in class. Okay. Next, just remember that your sentences on your one pager, they must be written in English. They should be written in English. They need to be written in English. Okay, so let's see here. Next thing, when you finish your draft, the paper, you need to show it to me so that we can look over it and I'll conference with you. So I'll read your sentences and I'll help you make sure that the English is correct. Because I know sometimes when you type things in Spanish, it doesn't always get translated right. All right. Especially when you're struggling with that. So the more English you learn, the easier it is to use translation tools to help you. Okay, so then this is on the back of one of your papers. I thought it would be helpful. This is a planning paper. You can use it to help you plan where everything goes, but you don't have to use it. And that is pretty much it. So if you have any questions about what you need to do for this project after you watch this video, please come and ask me.